13.550, na drugem mestu Tijana Korent, Hrvaška 12.875 ter na tretjem Yichu Liao, Taipei 12.850.
To the women's vault competition. Top performer in the qualification phase, Alexa Moreno of Mexico, and she will be the last to go. 13.55 was her qualification score, well ahead of the second best, who will be the first to go, Tijana Korent of Croatia, 12.875. Tijana Korent, 35. The gymnast who has competed a few World Cups this season. Gets things underway. And she starts nicely, 12.8. The qualification score for her first vault. Handspring front pike half. 0.0 difficulties score being attempted. .8 was the execution score in qualification. So here we go with the officiating. Second vault coming. Sorry, we haven't brought you a score for the first one. Not the strongest execution-wise, the second vault compared to the first, perhaps. So Tijana Korent, winner of 5 World Cup medals. Twisting Yurchenko, the second. A little move backwards as she lands. That was actually perhaps more tidily performed looking at the replay than it appeared at first. Legs much more together than they initially looked. So certainly a medal contending display this from the veteran. First ever Croatian to qualify for the European Championship final. 12.9 for her. 12.8 and 13, so she's up on the second one just by a fraction. That leads to a very small increase. Well done to Tijana Korent, getting things started with a strong display. Now we go to Lucia Dobrocka from Slovakia. She's from Lucenc in the Banka Bystrica region in the south of the country. She made her full senior international debut at the European Championships recently. 4th best in qualification. Full twisting Yurchenko for her as the opening vault. Probably perhaps looked a little bent at the midsection. Let's have a look again at this performance from Lucia Dobrocka. actually quite strongly performed. She was a vault finalist at the Junior European Championships. Good landing, small adjustment, quite central line, that should do well. 12.7, it is down a little from qualification. 12.95 in the preliminary round. Lovely to see her back, by the way. Dreadful injury of late. Came back after a year out. Yes, well performed, second vault. Handspring front pike, so what we saw from the first vault there from Tiana Corinth, just without that additional half twist to the body. Nice pike position, that. Really good. Hop forwards as she lands, isn't too big. Lovely when a young athlete comes back from a bad injury spell and we finally get to see what they are able to do internationally. Well done to her on the toughness that she's shown in rehabilitating after a year out. It's a long time to miss as a young athlete. 12.6 is the average score. 12.5 for the second vault. So she's down just a little from qualification, but could be contending. Another young athlete from Dornbirn in Austria, the host city of the 2019 World Gymnastrada, a lovely demonstration event. This is Leni Bohle. Sixth best in qualification. Full twisting Yurchenko from her with minimal landing adjustment. A 13.2 in qualification. It was the single best execution score of any vault that we saw in the preliminary stage. She is the reigning all-around national champion and the reigning, or rather the reigning vault champion at national level. She's the all-around runner-up. .13.1, another good display, just 1/10 down in execution. Now, this is going to be the interesting one to look at because this was the vault that was problematic for her in qualification. 12.15. 8.35 for execution. If she can pick up here, then we've got a gymnast who's in medal contention. Now that is going to be an interesting one to look back on. She's a little off centre, but she does get it back on track. The Tsukahara vault, I believe. Pops right back onto the central line. Good instinct. Tsukahara with the full twist. It's the Nelly Kim vault. 3.8 difficulty, fully credited. Execution-wise, it doesn't quite have the crispness of the first vault, but it is still a good score. 12.775, and she has moved into the silver medal position after the first three. After a veteran starting us off in Tiana Corinth, we now have a succession of young athletes. This is Liao Yichun of Chinese Taipei, champion on vault at the Pharaohs Cup in Egypt last year. Nice competition. Now as we've seen from many gymnasts, a full twist in Yurchenko, the opening vault. That one perhaps with the most sizable landing adjustment that we've seen, a forwards adjustment. I think most so far have been a backwards adjustment. Only made her World Cup debut in Turkey, the Antalya competition quite recently. Just a little off alignment as she lands, does well to stabilise it. But it's a perfectly secure piece of vaulting from Liao Yichun. Certainly down a fair bit from qualification. It was 13.1, so she loses half a mark. Now to her second vault. And that was pretty stable. She did have just a little afterthought in terms of needing to maintain the balance. But a decent final that from Liao Yichun. Lay out Tsukahara. Interesting to contemplate this because she's got 12.55. The execution, if she can just get that up in a few places here and there, then we've got a gymnast who has got the capacity to get into that group of the top three. So it's promising from Liao Yichun. To begin the second half of the women's vault competition in Koper. We have still to come the 7th, 5th, 8th and top performers in the preliminary round. We're going to conclude with Alexa Moreno, Mexico. Is the gymnast who is the out-and-out favourite to win it. It will all depend on the clarity of the first vault, which we anticipate being a mighty 5.4. We have in this competition the reigning African champion on vault as of last month. So the national champion as of March. We've got a Nordic Championships medalist. A national championship medalist will get us underway in the second half of the final. And then we'll conclude with a World Championship medalist and the reigning Central American and Caribbean Games champion on vault. So real pedigree to conclude this women's vault final. I hope you're enjoying all of it so far. Final warm-ups coming to a close. Young gymnast watches an absolute veteran complete her warm-up process. And it will be that young gymnast who's from Hungary to restart this final. Różina Marazzi of Hungary, 17, from Szombathely, where the World Challenge Cup season will conclude. First time for her in a World Cup final. She was the bronze medalist on vault at the National Championships last year. Huge congratulations to her on this big landmark moment in her career. And that's a nice beginning. Full twisting Yurchenko performed with security. It's getting tidier the more that she performs it. Trying to push that execution up to the very top of the eights and break 9. Body position in flight needs a little more attention to detail, but it will come. That was really nicely done for a first attempt in a World Cup final. 12.9, and the nice thing there is she's up by 500ths from qualification with an 8.7 for execution. Second vault for Różina Marazzi, and she also employs the tucked Tsukahara with a full twist. Performs it nicely. Very good final that from Różina Marazzi of Hungary. Good central line, very small adjustment as she landed. That was done with quality. It's working as all young gymnasts do on getting the power up, more time in the air. .6. Execution 8.5, down a little from qualification. Overall, she's only 500ths down from the preliminary round, and that's a job nicely done. Now we have 3 to go, and we welcome the champion of a continent, Haley Anders of South Africa. A month ago won a vault title at the African Championships. Second gold medal that she's won in 2 years at the African Championships after winning gold with the team in Pretoria last year. She's a little offline with the landing, but otherwise okay. She's already been a World Cup finalist. That was back in Tel Aviv last year. Let's have a look at it from this position to really assess the drift sideways. Does land out of bounds. The form at the first stage of the vault, as you can see there, lacks a little tidiness. She does well to get that back stabilised. There will be some deductions, the lack of symmetry, the bending of one leg. Gymnast on the rise, certainly. 12.65 for Anders. So it is down by 2.5 tenths from qualifying for the reasons already mentioned, including that 1/10 of penalty marks. Now we anticipate a 4.0 difficulty second vault. And indeed, handspring front pike half with quite a big backwards adjustment, but a powerful vault and performed nicely. She's becoming a more high-octane vaulter as her career goes on. It's just about the clarity again in the air, slight loss of the form. But this is a 16-year-old, there's time for all of this to develop. A central line is good. Twelve and a half, sixth position, down 2/10 from qualification. So that means that there is a guaranteed medal for Tiana Korent, the 35-year-old. A career 6th World Cup medal for her. Now, Telma Alsteinsdottir of Iceland. The silver medalist on vault at the Nordic Championships last year. She's 23, from Reykjavik, graduate of pharmacology from the University of Iceland. Quite low, the landing on the full twisting Yurchenko necessitates a big adjustment step. That may regrettably price her out of the market. Doesn't she show really good strength in the lower body to hold that landing position as best she can without a full mark concession? The form in the air is quite nice. It's just the compression as she lands. It's difficult to keep equilibrium. Philosophical reaction from a very experienced athlete. She's also the Icelandic all-around champion. 12.4, half a mark down from qualification for the reasons previously articulated. Now to her second vault. And that again is the Kim vault, the tuck Tsukahara with the full twist. More stability on that occasion. Gets into the twisting tuck position pretty rapidly. Small adjustment as she lands. This will be a better indicator of the nature of the slight asymmetry of the landing. She's been at the heart of a really good development in Icelandic gymnastics. Very small nation, one with real pride in how their team has advanced over the years, and they should be proud of it. 12.375, the average score for Telma Alsteinsdottir of Iceland. She's also been a Northern European champion on the uneven bars. Now to the gymnast who is favoured to win it. 13.55 in qualification. Alexa Moreno of Mexico, the history-making World Championship bronze medalist in 2018, the only Mexican woman to get onto a World Championship podium. She's also the reigning Central American and Caribbean Games champion. Well, that is a high degree of difficulty to get things started from Alexa Moreno of Mexico. That's the big scoring performance. Let's look back at it. Handspring front 1.5. That to carry a 5.4 degree of difficulty. It scored 13.9 in qualification. It really was simply a case of hitting that vault and managing to stay vaguely upright on the next one should give her an insurmountable lead. 14.05. When we think that the current leader is on an average of 12.9. And this we also expect to be a difficult vault. And that's that, quite simply. The champion, Alexa Moreno, and her decision to employ a more difficult Tsukahara vault from what we've seen so far in this competition. Tsukahara being the second choice vault for a lot of the gymnasts, and they've used the tucked variation for a 3.8 degree of difficulty. She's used the layout Tsukahara full, which is 4.4. And there can simply be no doubt as to who has won this. She knows it. She's as strong a student of the game as anyone. It will be third World Cup gold medal for Alexa Moreno. 13.6 is her average score, and that is a comfortable win by 0.7 of a mark. Excellent performance from Moreno. The classified result in the women's vault competition: Leni Bola of Austria takes the bronze medal. Special moment for her, a first in World Cup competition. Silver to Tijana Korent of Croatia, the veteran, back on a podium again, and Alexa Moreno, the trailblazing Mexican, has won the title and won it comfortably.
And you showed us some amazing difficulty on the vaulting table. Do you have anything left in store for the Olympics?
Of course, I'm still starting, so I'm doing my best to be better than the Olympics.
Thank you, Alexa, and congratulations. Alexa pravi, da ima še nekaj težjih skokov pripravljenih za olimpijske igre v Parizu.
Just listening there to an interview with Alexa Moreno. She said she's just getting started this season, and she is a gymnast who has managed to peak at the right times in her career, and that's the big challenge that all of these elite athletes face as they get closer to the Olympiad. Moreno has been good at it. Let's look back at how she won it. Alexa Moreno, the 29-year-old architecture graduate from the University of the Valley of Mexico. And appropriately enough for an architecture graduate, constructing something with considerable difficulty and making it look easy. We're going to move to the victory ceremony any moment now, and then it will be the men's pommel horse competition. Hope you're enjoying it all so far, the World Challenge Cup from Koper. It is a lovely area, the arena in which it's located, the Bonifica, right by the coast. It's surrounded by lots of places to eat and seek refreshment. Plenty of street food is at your disposal should you wish. You can stroll just around the bay and around the harbour following the coastline, and you'll find yourself with everything from a hearty burger to vegan falafel. It caters to every taste. You can enjoy some pretty spectacular scenery while doing so, and I'm sure that many of the fans here will do exactly that after the close of play today. Isn't that lovely to see? The youngster from Slovakia, Lucia Dobrocka, performed so well in her first final.
Award ceremony, women's vault.
Striking percussion, the medalists ride out for the victory ceremony for the women's vault competition in Koper.
Podelitev medalji priznanj najboljšim ženskam na preskoku. Award ceremony women's vault. Medalje in priznanja bodo podelili Damjan Kralj, predsednik Gimnastične zveze Slovenije, Joana Grad, tehnična delegatka Svetovne gimnastične federacije in Mateja Hrvatin-Kozlovič, podžupanja mestne občine Koper. The medals will be awarded by the President of Slovenian Gymnastic Federation, Mr. Damjan Kralj, technical delegate from FIG, Joana Grad, and Deputy Major of Koper, Ms. Mateja Hrvatin-Kozlovič. Tretje mesto, third place, Leni Bole, Austria.
Leni Bola of Austria, the winner of the bronze medal. This youngster joined on the podium by two veterans in vaulting. A proud moment for the 17-year-old who has just recently won the national title in his apparatus. She's one of the great veterans of the sport. Tiana Koren, 35, first won a World Cup title in Ostrava in 2010. This time she has a silver medal. She's also a high-level judge, and she will have known at the moment that this gymnast performed that the gold medal had been settled. Alexa Moreno's high degree of difficulty absolutely the differentiating factor. She performed very strongly. 13.6 from the World Championship medalist and the two-time Olympian, soon to become a three-time Olympian. The himno nacional mexicano, more commonly known as Mexicanos al grito de guerra, Mexicans at the cry of war. Lyrics by Francisco González Bocanegra, music by Jaime Nuno Roca. Written in the 1850s, it's played in honour of Alexa Moreno, joined by her fellow medalists in the women's vault competition at the Koper World Challenge Cup in Slovenia.